All right, we are live on Facebook Live.
Hello, everybody. Facebook Live.
Testing the comments.
Testies, 1, 2, 3. Old Beavis and Butthead joke for you older people.
All right, so I got the timer for an hour just so we have an idea, you know.
Okay.
Like, we don't have to be like, oh, it's an hour done, but that way we'll at least be like, hey. All right.
You have a lighter close by, too?
Yes.
Spark this. Start. Do you have a format you want to do this time, or you just want to go?
Well, I made like a little I have a new segment called Things Brendo Thought About This Week. Well, I'm going to actually, a full title will be Things Brendo Thought About This Week while watching Wrestling High.
There you go.
If you ever have ideas and stuff, just,
I like that.
This is the thing I was looking at. And then I was like, so then I have like WWE No Mercy. We don't have to go down the whole thing, but just like so we have that for reference.
Okay.
We could talk about. There's only a couple things, you know, really like, and then
there's really only a couple memorable.
There were some things about Total Bellas that I wanted to bring up. I know you probably don't watch it, but there's some really funny stuff.
No, the wife does. I don't really watch.
I am obsessed. And then talk about Raw because I went to Toronto, Ontario, and then SmackDown, just some things, you know, and then TNA. And then Lucha.
The Neville thing you were talking up there, is that from 205?
Yeah, but at the end of Raw.
Okay, yeah, I watched the end of Raw. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. I was like, I don't watch.
And I watched 205, and they did a really good job of like tagging it up.
Really?
Where, like Enzo got his revenge on Neville.
I haven't really had much invested interest in
205. I watched 205 because it's all these guys that I watched on the indies for 2 or 3 years, and they're all great. So that's why I love it. And they're actually doing some cool storylines. Like Drew Gulak is hilarious.
Yeah.
And you got Kendrick and Tozawa, and Rich Swann is one of my top favorite guys.
Tozawa gets on my nerves.
What? Ha?
Yeah.
Ha. You don't like that? Oh, it's fun.
No, that bugs the shit out of me.
And then we got our whole indies, you know, talk about getting PWG tickets. We got the Santino's rundown, talk about PCW, talk about other upcoming shows, then New Japan, and that's what I got. Cool. And we'll see how far we get through it.
Cool.
But, you know, we'll see what happens. Because I'm all about keeping it fast and loose.
No, yeah, that's cool. Just so we have some sort of
idea
of where it's going to go.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You ready?
Ready when you are.
Okay.
We're going to go with the Massive Buds.
Yes. Yes. All right. Hold on. Ugh. This goes here. All right. Hello and welcome to another episode of MBWS Massive Buds Wrestling Show. I'm Brendan Creecy.
And I'm Keith, man. Here we go. Ready for another week.
Massive Buds Wrestling Show. That's what we've decided is our new
name, man.
Name going forward.
Got to play on the cannabis and the wrestling.
Yes.
For us 21 and 18.
Seeing as how you've kindly
I like how you played on that.
Offered your sponsorship for Real Kind Meds, located in Redlands area. So if you're in the Greater Inland Empire,
deliver from Ukaipa all the way out to Fontana. So you can hit us at 909-528-5581 for delivery.
And we've got a link on the page on mbwspod.com to the weed maps.
Nice. You check out our
Check out the menu.
There.
What's good this week?
Oh, man, I got some bomb.
You brought something.
I brought something with us. Well, you guys on the Facebook Live can see this beautiful little bag we got for us here. You know, we got some Massive buds, actually.
Yeah.
Got some lemon haze right here. Very, very beautiful buds. We've got to go that way. Got them all over the camera. A little stoned here already. But yeah, we got some really, really nice ones up there. Look at that. Big, big, big. Look at that. Here, I got a peso right here. You can test the size there. Oh, got to get the right area. There we go.
What's the secret?
Yeah.
Or you don't give it away.
No, don't give it away. Yeah, trade secret, man. Growers never give their secrets away.
How long have you how long did it take you to develop this I don't know what you had
I don't know. The knowledge for weed? Shit, man. When people are putting, they're going through puberty, putting their girls up on their walls. I didn't put no girls. I put my high time centerfolds. I was like the buds, man. That was just always my thing, man. So the more you read, the more you learn. That's just kind of how it is with any subject, Buds are like flowers, man. They're crossed with so many different things, so there's so much you can read. It's like wine, you have a Cabernet from Napa, or you can have one from Temecula. It's the same grape, but the wine's going to taste completely different. So that's what's awesome. About to fire up this nice little joint right here too. Get the show.
What going. Is that stuff on the outside?
Oh man, this is from my good friends at. Let me find there. I gotta give them a little prop. This is from Sticky Icky Extracts out in Los Angeles. They do a lot of our processing for our shatter. So we put a little shatter snake on there, kind of a little concentrate. So we got the lemon haze in there. Shatter, I think, tests at, I want to say 85% THC.
So you give them the flower and they turn it into
we give them our trim and our buds that don't make it to jar for retail. So then they process that, distill that out into the shatter. So, it makes it a little more concentrated. You can cook with it. You can smoke it. You can dab it. You can do a bunch with it. Just like all cannabis. So
you have other things besides flower. You just brought up the shatter.
Oh, yeah,
we also got edibles,
the edibles,
which we had a good time with the gummies at Santino Brothers.
Yes, they pack a punch, don't
they? What are those called?
Cushy Punch.
Cushy Punch.
Very, very appropriately named, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. They pack a good punch. I mean, how many did you eat? 2 of them?
2, yeah. I was feeling pretty solid.
Yeah, and you're a lot bigger than me too. So I mean, that it takes a lot to pound those for those to hit people, and yeah, they hit hard. I did the 2 also, and man, that shit smacked me in the face pretty much when I got there. I wanted a $9 quesadilla.
I know. I was sitting there the whole time, and then this guy next to me was eating one, yes. And then this other guy brought over and I saw the nachos. And okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the food. Okay, I got it. You were 100% correct because we brought this up the last episode about Elks Lodges. You're going to get fancy-ass food that costs a lot of money.
Yes.
But holy shit, because nachos are fancy when it's not the just canned cheese and it's actual cheese. And that's what I'm all about, that chips and cheese and actual cheese.
Yep.
And I kept looking at him and I was so tempted, but I was also kind of like you, I was kind of glued to my seat permanently.
My props goes out to, is it Kevin Conrad?
Yeah,
who sold those quesadillas, man? Because those 2 guys probably wouldn't have had
Condren.
Kevin Condren.
Yeah,
he sold great selling. On
I was so close, and then I actually went over there, but he did too good of a job because when I went over there at intermission, when he went to the car, and the line was crazy, and I'm like, I don't want to miss a second of the action.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a bit, but man,
let me this.
I am 100% on board Santino Brothers. I mean, I haven't been to the dojo, but that Downey Elks Lodge, man.
That was great.
And then that lighting rig that they had, I never seen anything like that, at an indie show. Because it was a pro lighting rig.
Same with the commentary.
The live commentary. I thought it was going to be annoying. Because, I don't know, there was this one show. It was one of those post-WCW closing, and there were all kinds of promotions popping up,
Uh-huh.
And there was one where they had a live commentary, and it was Bobby Heenan and Jerry Lawler or somebody
in the show,
and it was awful.
Really?
You could tell the wrestlers were distracted by it,
really?
And you could it was really weird, and it was weird. So I thought this was going to be weird.
Because I hear that.
But they did a really good job.
I hear that the common complaint from, I don't want to not amateur wrestling fans from wrestling fans the WWE fans out there that really only watch it on TV.
Yeah, well,
and
of course,
it through TV. That's the only complaint I hear from.
But for me, I got over that after a little bit.
Oh, I got over that after my first SmackDown or Raw, I think 10, 15 years ago. That's just how wrestling is. You don't always get the commentary. You go to a football game, you don't get the commentary.
Do you know that WWE actually used to sell like a headset, and then you could get the commentary?
That would be cool.
Like, I know they do that at baseball games and shit. Yeah, but they don't do it anymore. But I know for a while they did.
That would be cool. That would be kind of worth it. It depends on how much.
I don't know, but then you'd be like a dork with a headset on.
Yeah, it depends on how much.
And then you'd be that guy, like the guy at baseball games.
Yeah. But I really enjoyed the commentary. I thought, and they did a good job. Especially being that it's a school and a lot of these guys are just apparently learning.
You know who else has live commentary, but it's funny because it's comedians, is Lucha Vavoom, because it's
really
it's great.
That's the one I want to check out next.
I think I'm going to go to the one in October, the one in Riverside.
Okay.
They're going at the Riverside Auditorium, but I'm going to wait and see if they do because last time I got a really good deal because they ended up putting stuff on Groupon, and I think I got floor seats for $40, but you can get GA for 15.
Nice.
And Colt Cabana is going to be there as Matt Classic, so
okay.
And I'm a huge Colt fan. I just realized today, pretty much a ton of my expanded fandom is because of Colt Cabana, because Art of Wrestling is how I found out about the whole UK scene.
Mm-hmm.
I think I might have even found out about WrestleCon, and when I went to WrestleCon in New Orleans, I found about that from listening. I don't know how I would have found out about that shit from. I wasn't into that scene, yeah. And that's what was really the thing that got me into all that.
The indie wrestling scene is kind of a cult scene.
Oh yeah,
it's a really cool scene because you get people that like WWE. But that have their valued opinions about it. Yeah. And they're all great and they're all good, but there's just something about the wrestling that's an indie that the WWE does not.
Well, everything that's the thing. I love wrestling so much that I love all wrestling, and there's all types of wrestling, and to just limit yourself to one thing is to me that's crazy. Like I said before, it's going in and going into a music store, be only this music, only I only listen to soft mellow rock.
But there are some people that are like that,
and that's fine.
And that's what they did.
But then there you could only, this is the only thing. But even then, that's just so limiting, and you refuse to even try anything else, to acknowledge anything else.
As to what the indie
there's a greater world out there.
What the indie scene has that the WWE doesn't is there are promotions that are like PWG that somebody can come into without knowing any storyline.
Yeah.
Having a storyline. And enjoy a fantastic
show. And just enjoy
a
great show, enjoy good matches.
Now with WWE, it's so dependent on the storyline that you do have to keep up, or you do have to know what's going on.
But then you go the other way, though, and then you have something like Chikara, where it's 10 times more insane storyline than WWE, where there's 100-page PDFs and hidden YouTube shows and all this crazy shit. So again, there's something for everybody, and that's why it's great. And then just I feel like I'm part of, but the thing that you get from the indie scene that you don't necessarily get at WWE, well, you definitely don't get unless you're rich, I guess, is you get a community. You see people, you talk to people, you meet people, you know people. I mean, I really feel I got super homies.
You find real wrestling fans that you have stuff in common with, and find stuff that you don't have in common with, which, to me, with a lot of wrestling fans, makes a good conversation. If for example, I know we've had the conversation about Sami Zayn, how you like him, and I'm not a big fan of him. Well, that to me makes a great conversation on why you like him and why you don't, to hear other sides, and that's what you don't get with WWE also is, like you said, the community of opinions and friendships that you can make at shows.
I mean, I've talked to people at WWE shows, but I'm like, I'm never going to see these people again.
You're never going to see them again. But people that, like, for example,
but indie shows, I mean, shit.
Empire.
I mean, I met you, like, their whole reason, like, you know, like, we met at indie
Empire.
show. I mean, I think about some of my best friends. Like, I think about guys like Sean. I think about all these cool people. Like,
we sat with some people over there in what was it, Redlands at the Elks Lodge there with some people that we met at shows because we see each other every week. You know, and that community brings people together.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Well, because I think, again, wrestling is so specific.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it takes some effort, you know. So I think we can all have
very
something.
Careful with this joint. You know that, right?
Yeah,
because this snake is melting.
I think I might be done pretty soon.
Excuse the listeners for my choking. Bet you wish you lived in California, those you don't, huh?
Well, I mean, we have listeners, I'm sure, in Colorado.
Yeah, I understand Colorado,
Washington,
but those states aren't like California.
Yeah,
I
went up to Port. My brother lives in Portland, and it's pretty sweet up there.
We'll always be
buy a pack of joints.
Yeah,
it's pretty. I've never had like being able to do that was crazy. Just being able to go into, but just being able to do that.
Yeah, wait a couple of months. California will be the same.
I know we're gonna be there.
We're gonna be the Amsterdam of America.
You think that's a good thing?
Of course I do. Taxpayer money.
Oh yeah,
regulation.
Well, as a state employee, like I feel like I'm gonna definitely have more job security.
Yes,
so.
I mean, most of the money goes to schools and stuff, depending on legislation.
And I work at a school,
yeah.
So
Prop 64 didn't really gave more to the special interest than it did to the schools. But hey, there's always room for improvement. Laws can be changed and stuff can be worked on. But yeah, that's the good thing.
Doors open.
Is the schools. That's you know. But back to wrestling. So, did you see Raw this week?
I did.
Apparently, you went.
I did.
And how was it? Was it fantastic?
So first off,
as good as it was on TV, is it?
Oh yeah, it's great. It was a great show.
Did they edit a lot? Was it not? Was it good? I've never been to a Raw. I've been,
Well, it's live, so they don't edit anything.
That's true. It is live, huh? That's a good point.
But here's the thing: the attendance at these West Coast shows has been pretty low lately.
6,000 is what I heard. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was definitely because they had the whole upper bowl except in front of the camera where I was. Because I was in the upper bowl, my seat was only $20.
Nice.
But you know how small that place is. Sorry,
the place is small. But the thing about Citizens Bank is every seat's a good seat.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. It was great. I mean, I was up there, but I could see perfect. It wasn't even that far up there.
Now, let me ask you, was there a dark match at the end of the show?
Well, there was no. Well, Braun came out. They actually showed it on. You can go on WWE.com. Okay. Braun came out, destroyed Enzo. Then all the cruiserweights came in. All of them did their finishers.
Because I will have to tell you, I had an inclination that Braun was going to lose to Brock. Because I had heard, I think 2 days before No Mercy, that on KCAL, they were advertising a triple threat match.
Well, yeah,
that was Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, and
that's old, but that's all old press shit. I think it was because Samoa Joe's hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Which I was kind of.
But that's off guard. Because they advertise that, but that's from like their things that they release like months in advance. And it's always, what's up, Steve? So Steve got a night one ticket, so we're going to go to night one
Steve.
If he gets off work. But, yeah, so we're going to go to night one, and then that way, I go to night one with him, and then I'll ride with you night two.
Steve's the night two. Hell yeah.
Booyah.
Young Bucks, baby.
Man, I hope Topanga got tickets.
Me too.
Got to meet Topanga.
Leo Rush is in there, she's a Leo Rush fan.
Yeah, but she was going to go to, she wanted to go to Bola.
Who didn't want to go to Bola?
Well, she doesn't have that Ronda Rousey clout because Ronda Rousey can get tickets, but then the show starts and in comes Ronda and sits up on the stage.
Ooh, whoa. That's pretty big. Right next to Mr. Jesse Hernandez?
Yeah. By Atox, who does the sound.
Nice.
Shout out to Atox.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good show. I'm excited. I'm excited to see Marty Scurll. I've never seen Marty Scurll in action live.
He wasn't at the show we were at?
No, he wasn't.
Oh, no, he wasn't. That's right.
He wasn't. So I'm very excited to see him.
Dude, I am so stoked about this. Now, here's the thing that's crazy. Now, he says it's lagging. So, so up until like, oh shit. So as of right now at 10:25 in the PM, I think there might still be night one tickets.
You're kidding me.
I'm trying to check out right now. Let's see if it lets me. Yeah, I could buy night one tickets.
Nice.
There are still night one tickets. I've never seen this before.
How does PWG have that? Man, they usually sell out.
I think it's because the two nights, and people, it's too soon before
everybody's in Hollywood.
People are still wiped out from Bola, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, because Bola, that was like, even GA, that's $240 if you went all 3 nights. So to drop another, and they raised the ticket price by $5. But like night 2 is sold out. Night 2 sold out right away. Like Sean didn't even get a night 2 ticket. He had to go. Sean and Skits and some of those other guys had to go to back channels for night 2.
Oh boy!
But I got in. Boom, boom, done.
Nice. So what's our card looking like?
We're going to night 2 together. I'm going to night 1 with Steve if he gets off work.
Ray Horace, Matt Sydal. I'd like to see Matt Sydal. I've never seen him before live.
We gotta
Evan Bourne, formerly Evan.
We gotta
Bourne, right?
light one, burn one down.
Yeah, I'll bring fatties. Well, we'll definitely roll them up and burn them down.
Then we got Adam Brooks, who I posted a video of him in our Facebook group. I don't know if you watched it.
No, I didn't watch the video.
So he's from Australia.
Okay.
He's fucking dope, dude. He's a high flyer. He's dope. So he's taking on Jonah Rock. So that's gonna be a little bit of a.
I saw an interview with Hot Tub Guy Jonah Rock.
Yeah.
Big freaking dude.
Big dude.
Huge dude.
New Zealand.
Yeah, he looked like a huge dude.
Big guy.
So who do we got else?
Travis Banks.
Not familiar with Travis Banks, but I'm definitely
He's a
familiar
fucking
with Trent.
dope.
Is that Trent Beretta?
Trent Beretta.
Yeah, we saw him with the first.
Who just wrestled his first heavyweight match, singles match in New Japan.
Nice.
Against Yujiro. Thankfully, kicked Yujiro's ass.
Nice.
Because Yujiro sucks. I know he's the Tokyo pimp of the Bullet Club, but he sucks.
Really?
His gimmick sucks. He sucks. He sucks.
Not every gimmick can be the best.
Everything about him sucks.
Hey, even the NWO.
I was so pissed.
Even the NWO had Vincent running around.
Well, yeah. But I was so mad that fucking. I was so mad that fucking Yujiro got to come to Long Beach and no Tenzan, no Minoru Suzuki, fucking Yujiro, just because he's in the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
And he's got that Bullet Club money.
You get the association.
Because they're like, oh, we need some New Japan guys in Bullet Club. So of all the New Japan guys they could have picked to be in Bullet Club, not Okada, not any of these, not Tanahashi,
wouldn't make
not
sense,
these guys,
man.
Fucking Yujiro.
You gotta have those guys fight in the Bullet Club because those are their top dudes.
Fucking Yujiro. I hate them.
You gotta hate them. They're heels.
But I hate him like I hate him. Go away, go away. Not like Okay.
You hate him like I hate Enzo, huh?
Like everybody hates Enzo.
Although I do like the weekly Enzo beating by Strowman. Yeah. I mean that really is a good gimmick.
Well,
that's as good as the Pete Rose Kane gimmick.
Continuing on down the New Japan. This is gonna be my favorite match. I think my new favorite. One of my top 5 current faves, the bad boy, Joey Janela, taking on the villain, Marty Scurll. This match is going to be...
That's going to be a killer match.
Good!
Yeah, that's going to be a killer match.
To quote Booker T.
Yeah, I want to see that one because like I said earlier, I'm excited
you're going to see it. You're going to see it,
Joey
baby.
Janela who's wrestling tonight in Hollywood.
I know. I almost went just for him because he's that good. He's dope.
That good, huh?
Everybody's going to be blown away when the PWG DVDs drop and they see that match with him and Sammy Guevara. I'm telling you, Reddit's going to lose their shit. You're going to see GIFs all over the place. It's a crazy match. It's going to make those boys.
Really? Think so, huh?
It's crazy that there's this thing that I saw that like only 400 of us saw and everybody in the world wants to see it and nobody has yet. Oh,
yeah, that's the beautiful thing
about PWG.
Yeah, you're part of that secret cult.
I'm telling you,
season first,
Janela is gonna blow up even more. All right, so then we got this match is gonna be nuts too. The Young Bucks versus Mark Haskins and Flash Morgan Webster. Another one of my new fave guys. I've been watching a lot of Progress lately.
I'm a Young Bucks mark, so that's going to be a great match.
We're going to have to get the Bucks to cut a new promo for us.
Hopefully, that would be nice. That would be great. And Zack Sabre Jr. coming up. I'm not familiar with Walter too much, but Zack Sabre Jr.
Walter, giant German man that will murder people.
Zack Sabre Jr., though, is the new age Bret Hart. That man can wrestle.
Oh,
that
hell
man
yeah.
can get on the mat and just straight wrestle you
And he's
down.
a great heel.
Yeah, great heel. Great heel. But his wrestling skills, it almost looks like a ballet that he's in there.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
He's dancing so perfect,
And then, finally, main event.
Your guy, Chuck Taylor.
Chucky T, his first title defense.
Do you think paper champion?
No.
Gonna hold it for
after a
months?
2-year winning streak to get to where he was.
So Ricochet's going down, huh?
Ricochet's going down.
Bola loser's gonna lose, huh?
I think so.
Or Bola champion's gonna lose, huh?
I think so.
The money's in the chase. Let's see a long program between the two. If they can tear it up, that would be great.
And I think they're definitely going to tear it up because they both have something to prove. Heel Ricochet is very interesting. He gave this heel promo after
I've been hearing about his promos. I didn't see the New Japan one.
Well, yeah, the New Japan one was great, but the heel promo he gave after at the end of Bola was it's pretty good. Just was really good. It's just different for Ricochet, because he's always kind of like, Ricochet.
See, I'm only familiar for Ricochet really from Lucha Underground, and he don't talk much in Lucha Underground.
But yeah, I'm stoked we got tickets. It was the easiest getting tickets. I'm going to both nights. You're going to night 2. Steve's going to night 1.
It's gonna be great.
I think this is Steve's first PWG.
Oh, if it's your first, Steve, damn, you're in for a show. In for one hell of a show like no other.
All right, so I wanted to debut a new segment. I forgot to start the timer. I'm a dum-dum.
See, these joints are great, aren't they? It's these hash snakes and the shatter snakes.
All right. Well.
So what's your new segment called?
Okay.
Here?
My new segment is Things Brendo Thought About This Week While Watching Wrestling High.
I like that.
And
what were you smoking?
I was smoking the... what was the stuff you gave me last
week? Oh, I think that was the strawberry cough.
Strawberry cough.
Nice.
And also maybe some of that shake, the sativa.
The lemon sour diesel.
Yeah.
Or lemon sour tangy.
Yeah.
Yes. Nice.
And I was watching wrestling, but then I was like browsing. I'm like obsessed with are you familiar with Cage Match?
Yes, they have an awesome.
So I'm like obsessed with this website.
Dude,
I've been obsessed because I'll like look up house. I became obsessed with this website because I wanted to know the card of the house show I went to when I was 10 years old, and it was there.
Really?
And I was like, holy shit! And then I've been like obsessed. So it's also got like crazy statistics, and this was a statistic I found that I'm like kind of obsessed with.
Okay.
And it is most matches wrestled this year.
Oh, nice.
So if you were to take a guess,
are we talking
like
indies or are we talking just
everything? Everything in the world.
Oh my Lord.
Who do you think would be at the top of this list?
Who do I think would be at the top?
Anybody in the world.
So many names out there.
And how many matches at this point in the year do you think we're talking about?
I mean, we're talking people like
Just if you had to
I can't
guess.
even think. Give me Joey Ryan. I don't know. He's been around a while.
All right.
The first one that could pop in
Well,
my
this
head.
is just for 2017,
I
but
know where he's going to be nowhere
the
near
most
top,
matches this year is this dude Takuya Nomura. He has wrestled 137 matches.
Nice. That is crazy.
And he is a young boy in All Japan, and apparently he's like the most promising young boy in Japan and one of the top rookies in the world.
Well, obviously, if you're wrestling that many matches so far in the year,
so yeah, he's in Big Japan, and I looked up some of it. And this dude, I mean, like for a first year, he's 23 years old, and he's wrestled the most matches in the world. And he's 23.
Man,
it's crazy. What were you doing when you were 23 years old?
What it must be like to be young.
I know, right? Next guy, Isami Kodaka, another young boy. Then Volador Jr. from CMLL.
Oh my lord,
133 matches. And then I looked up these Brahmin Shu, this guy, and then Brahmin Kai. They're this indie tag team, and they wrestle independents in Japan. They're in their 40s.
And 127 in their 40s?
Yeah, dude.
Jeez. Hey, there's Michael Elgin.
And then the
Taka
first
Michinoku is still
dude.
up there. Holy crap.
Taka has wrestled 128 matches
well, you know,
this year.
He's whatever league he's wrestling, you know.
He's in New Japan.
Our local guy Dickie Mayer was over there wrestling him.
He wrestles in New Japan, and then he has Michinoku Pro.
Exactly.
And then Dickie Mayer was in Michinoku Pro.
Yes,
yeah.
He wrestled in a tournament.
Yeah, he wrestled Taka, dude.
Yes.
And he's coming back October 13th.
Yes.
But yeah, so Taka 128, Michael Elgin 128, and then BXB Hulk. And then, well, now you can see. I was going to ask you, who do you think is the first?
Guy.
Who is the first WWE wrestler on this list? At number 11,
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn, 124.
New profound respect for the man I have.
Tons of these, dude. So a lot of these guys are Dragon Gate guys, so they must wrestle a lot.
Yeah.
Like Japan guys wrestle a lot.
Yes, you can tell.
Because it's mostly Japanese guys. And then Volador. But then who do you think is the next WWE guy on the list? Think about the workhorse.
Jeez.
Think about, I don't know.
Maybe Ziggler. I mean, no, not this year.
Close.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking all time.
Ish.
Geez, you know, I can't even draw a blank.
It is AJ Styles at 123. One less
No kidding.
than Sami Zayn.
You
want to know what else, though? You know what happens?
I'm flabbergasted, but you know, I'm honestly not surprised.
Here's the unfortunate thing, though. You know what tends to happen to people at the top of this list?
They get hurt.
They get hurt.
Yeah.
You know who was at the top of this list when he got hurt both times?
Who?
Seth Rollins.
No kidding.
Yes. Like, he was at the tippy top.
Well,
then you got Caristico.
People like Seth Rollins, AJ Styles,
Ultimo Guerrero,
and Sammy Dragon all have that indie wrestling
the next
mentality.
WWE guy at number 23, Jinder Mahal.
Whoa.
He's wrestled 123
That is
matches.
surprising. Is this before he got big or
this is 2017? This is 2017. So I'm assuming because they used him as a job guy half of the year, and then suddenly he was in the main event.
Well, what's his win-loss record?
Now,
37%. Look at that. He's at
well, that's because for this
wins,
year,
so you're right.
because he started out for half the year. He was a job guy, and think about house shows. He's jobbing at every house show.
Those are quick, easy.
All right, so then you have, and he's always high up here. You got Dean Ambrose, and then here's where I'm really impressed. Juice Robinson, number 32 at 119 man. This dude went from being NXT job boy.
Yep.
To one of the top guys.
They dropped the ball.
Main evented in Kobe against Kenny Omega. Had a great match.
Great match, yeah.
I mean, like, I thought I almost
dropped the ball on people, and that's definitely one they did.
Well, I mean, he left. He wanted to leave. He left, and like, I mean, you
get tired of the corporate structure.
He's gonna be somebody that's gonna come back and just like, I think he's gonna. Of course, then you got New Japan guys, Sonata. You got this Daisuke Sakamoto from Big Japan, Keith Lee was telling me about him. He ended up wrestling Keith Lee in the UK. I can't find the match. I got to talk to Keith because this dude is crazy, and I can't imagine when him and Keith Lee were wrestling each other. Could have been like, I mean, Keith Lee, we were talking about it in the car, and Keith Lee was like, I'm kind of afraid of like,
and that's a big guy, too.
And then you've got Baron Corbin and Cesaro tied at 116.
With Nia
and
Jax
then
and
the
Sheamus.
first woman on the list, Nia Jax at 116. And Sheamus. Lord. And then Naito, Kevin Owens at 115. Jason Jordan, and hey, look at that, Joey Ryan.
Number 8.
Joey Ryan, 114. Joey Ryan, you know why Joey Ryan wrestled 114 matches this year? Because he's making so much money.
Yeah.
He's collecting that money while he's riding that wave. Good for him. 114.
Flip wave.
114
Everybody
matches.
loves that move except for one person.
114 matches. That's a lot of matches.
Yeah.
For an indie guy.
Ospreay,
next, you got Ospreay. Love Ospreay. I don't know where my Will Ospreay shirt is. I'm really sad.
I like watching him. He's
I
awesome.
love Ospreay. He gave me a shirt for $5 off because I only had $20, and then he took a selfie with me.
Nice.
Very nice lad.
Cool guy.
Super cool guy. And look at that, Nakamura.
Yes, Steven, dick flips are paying right now. And they're hilarious.
Sasha.
Don't care what anybody says.
There's Zack Sabre Jr. Who would have thought Joey Ryan has wrestled more matches than Zack Sabre Jr.
And Shinsuke Nakamura, for that matter.
Shoot. Carl Anderson. So, I mean, there you go. Now you're starting to see some WWE guys. Then look at that. Pete Dunne, David Starr, pretty high up there. Tons of Dragon Gate guys.
Fantastic website. I've never deep into it this much.
Oh, dude, I'm obsessed with this website.
Rock on cagematch.net.
Yes. Becky Lynch. Fandango 102. And that's a lot because for an amount of time. And there's our boy, Travis Banks, who you're about to see for the first time. Oh, you guys don't even know what you're in for. Super excited.
Fantastic. This is a really cool. You know, I found it when I first started going to EWF.
Mm-hmm.
And I tracked their whole title history of all their titles to see who's held them. They had some cool names on there.
Yeah. And then it's cool. So then I put the page, so you see how I have my spreadsheet of all my shows I've been to, and then I put the cage match link so I can click on it, and then it'll go to the card, and I can look at it.
Nice.
Like, you know, I was at this NXT show, and Johnny Gargano defeated Andrade Cien Almas, and Oney Lorcan defeated Lars Sullivan, and, you know, it's crazy.
It's a fantastic website.
So this week was also a milestone. Raw Ontario.
Yeah, first one ever, huh?
It was the first Ontario Raw, and it was my 100th wrestling show.
Nice.
Since I went to MWE in April of 2013.
Oh, my Lord. So that's 4 years?
Yeah, except a huge chunk of it has been this year. I think like half of it is just this year.
Well, because there's so much.
Look at all my 2017. Look at 2017. That's where 2017 is. Starts at 55.
Oh man!
And then boom, 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 and then
said,
look at my
with all the great wrestling.
Starting here, these are all my. This whole section is just WrestleMania week.
Oh man!
Yeah.
Those are some fantastic shows.
Okay, so the greatest show I've ever been to, one of the greatest shows I've ever been to in my life. I did want to tell you about this show. You can check it out on the High Spots Network, which I'm thinking about trying out because they have tons of awesome stuff on there. They got it like basically the whole CZW library. They have tons and tons. I mean, either. And they have tons and tons of old PWGs.
Nice.
And
that is cool. That's
their entire shoot interview library. Tons of documentaries.
I've only used the Fight app, and the Fight app's got some good.
I like. There's tons of good stuff with this too, but it's $9.99 a month, but you can get a code. I know the Elite has one right now. You use the code Elite.
Really?
And you get like a discount for the first month. Okay. It looks really cool to try. Sean swears by it, especially after this Flow Slam debacle.
Yes, I was reading something about
people got fucking burned, man.
Too much legal stuff. I got confused.
Well, it's a whole thing, man. And now Evolve doesn't have a streaming partner.
Oh,
and
man.
Gabe Sapolsky had a meltdown, and
No good, no good.
And then like even William Regal ended up having to make a statement. About because Gabe. So somehow an email got
like a TNA.
There's like it was some crazy shit happened where like an email got leaked where Gabe was telling because I guess he sends an email every show like, hey, here's what's going on, here's some stuff. So like it wasn't even a big deal. There was nothing bad in it, but one of the things he put in it was like, hey, so you guys, here's some things we should focus on, and one of them was lockups because like I talked to Regal about Bola, and he said one of the things he noticed was that there weren't any really good lockups, so you guys should really do lockups. So it's like, oh yeah, okay, like so then Regal was like, hey, so this thing came out, and like in a greater context, like it kind of made it sound like I kind of made it imply that Bola wasn't that great, except no, what I actually was saying that like Bola is so amazing that what you need to differentiate yourself even more because it's such a high level of talent that like something like the lockup is going to be where you can, because that's where people are immediately going to notice. And if you have a shitty, boring lockup, then like that kind of dictates the whole rest of the match.
Yeah.
So, and then like
Regal's from the old school wrestling. Who would know more than Regal?
But he like wanted to clarify, and then Gabe like flipped out, and like that this email got leaked, and then he like went to like a podcast that like had talked about it, but they didn't actually publish it. And he's like, I can't believe you guys are talking about this. You're ruining. I don't even want to do this anymore, and you're ruining everything. Lord. And you need to tell me who the leaker is.
Oh my
and he's
Lord.
like, we're not gonna tell you. Like he's like, oh, then, and then he said, and then he got really crazy. He said, I'm just gonna randomly fire an Evolve employee. It's like, what
Lord.
The fuck, Gabe? And now Ethan Page is leaving.
Sounds like a whole
Ethan Page
story.
Just announced he's leaving Evolve, and I'm like, what the fuck's happening? Evolve is awesome.
He's seeking ship almost.
But Evolve is really good, and that's a fucking shame.
No one wants to work for an asshole.
I don't know what's happening. Wrestling can be so fucked up sometimes.
It's political, very political.
It's the problem with indie wrestling is things can go from being amazing to like
in the dumps.
Like the company's gone.
Yeah.
Like look at what happened to our initial partners, MWE. I have this MWE shirt where I'm like, am I ever gonna wear this? Like if I wore it, people would be like, what the hell is that? I'm like, oh, it's this company that did 4 shows.
And it's gone.
And like 4 shows, man. But Brian Cage was the champion.
Well, Brian Cage is tearing it up all over Southern California. You know, I've seen him over there. Revival, he's coming up. He's going to be at Bar Wrestling again.
He's at the CWFH tonight.
Yeah, CWFH tonight.
But he's going to be at PCW. He's wrestling Hennigan for the title.
Yes.
So I just wanted to show you this. This is like one of the greatest shows I ever went to. It was during WrestleMania week. It was called Joey. This is how I discovered the greatness that is Joey Janela. And he put this show together called Joey Janela's Spring Break. It was at midnight, but it actually didn't start till like 1 in the morning.
Oh my Lord.
Which, if you think about,
it was like a rave almost. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it was crazy. It's so Sami Callihan defeated. There's all these crazy matches.
Kyle the Beast.
Huh? Yeah, and then Andy Williams, who's from this band.
Okay.
Again, defeated Allie from TNA and Braxton Sutter from TNA, and
Allie, we saw her over at Bar Wrestling.
No, we didn't.
Didn't we see her?
That's because
Julian. Crazy lady?
No, that's Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea. Okay, that was
Laurel Van Ness. That's Julian.
How much I followed TNA
no, it's
Wrestling,
Julian's fault
because
Julian didn't get him right. And then there was like this crazy hardcore match between Matt Tremont from CZW and Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, I want to see CZW. I hear those guys.
And like they were like throwing each other through doors and shit. It was nuts. And then Leo Rush against Keith Lee, and it was dope. And Leo Rush beat Keith Lee, because they did it at PWG.
Yeah, that was a great match.
And then Joey Janela wrestled Marty Jannetty. It was crazy.
Oh
Virgil
Lord.
came out. Earl Hebner did a run-in. It was amazing.
Oh, my Lord.
And then Matt Riddle beat Dan Severn.
That would be good. They're both former UFC guys.
They were, I'm like pretty sure, I'd have to watch it again, but this is why I need to get High Spots Network, because I'm fairly certain that they were like shooting on each other.
Well, yeah, they're both UFC guys. They both they both can actually get down.
Oh
and throw.
I mean, Severn's gearing up for another comeback, which is a beast. Which is crazy. Yeah. That dude's gonna get back in the octagon. He's gonna die in there.
No, she's a beast. That man's a beast.
I don't want him to die in there.
UFC's trying to get any money they can now. He'd be better off in the WWE.
Well, he's probably going to go to like
a Brock Lesnar Dan Severn match.
Oh, but then there was like this Royal Rumble. It was called a clusterfuck match. Fucking Glacier was there. Jervis Cottonbelly.
Didn't Glacier just premiere somewhere else too?
Well, he was on Being the Elite.
Yes. No, I thought I saw him on Ring of Honor or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't watch Ring of Honor that much.
No, it's hard for me to get to sometimes.
Oh, and then Veda Scott got like her teeth knocked out. It was brutal. She ate a super kick. And it was the first time I'd ever seen Jervis Cottonbelly. And now because I think they got somebody else to play him because now Kevin Condren's like Kevin Condren.
Yeah.
And I think somebody else is being Jervis because Chikara. Because here's the thing, like Chikara owns Jervis, so they made him give it up, I guess.
Okay.
And that's why he's Kevin Conner. Yeah, it's happening tonight. There's a whole lot. People are talking a lot of shit about that because they're like, so instead of putting what would be a money match on TV, you're putting it at a show that like 30 people are going to show up to. Yeah. It's a real stupid thing to do.
I agree.
And then they tried to claim that it was like censors, but then the team, but then KDOC or whatever was like, nah, like. Because Lucha Underground has intergender wrestling.
Yes, they do, but you know what? It's not the censors. Because, man, I saw that bloody Tito and DJ Hyde match.
Yeah.
And it just...
So they're saying you can have that, but you can't have an intergender match? That's a load of bullshit.
Yeah, that is. That is, especially with Ruby Reyes.
So, I don't know. And, like, sometimes you never know what to believe what comes out of Marquez's mouth. And then you also have like fucking DJ Hyde, who's like the biggest of all bullshit artists.
Yes.
And he's like, that's what he was saying. I don't know.
Hey,
I wasn't like that dude. I just saw him.
Yes, the premiere is coming up soon. Yeah.
Well, that's why they got Del Rio and Swagger.
Yeah. But how long do you think those two are going to be with the
those appearances? They basically like
it's a one shot
pretty
deal.
Much.
And that's the thing about
then they brought the NWA champion like James. Yep. Like nobody gives a shit about that dude.
And their storylines are kind of bland to me.
Oh,
they have so much talent and so much potential on that roster.
Have you read the SoCal Uncensored reviews? I do. That guy is brutal. I don't like his use of the word retarded, and I've said that. I don't like it. But other than that, don't use that word. As a handicapped person who has called that his entire life, don't use that word.
I feel you.
And he does it just because he's like, I don't want to, but I don't like, but whatever. I do like the fact that he posts all those videos in between the reviews, but I just feel like he's not even giving him a chance at this point.
But yeah, man, it's just sad. It's sad to see my EWF guys go over there with such potential.
Well, at least they're getting the paycheck.
They're getting a pay. I'm happy.
And exposure. Because that's like nationwide. I mean, they might get booked somewhere.
It will be now.
It's already like
now it will be
in
nationwide.
Other places.
The CW, that'll be good.
That's huge. I mean, it's like 800 stations or something.
Or
200 stations
really good
or
for them.
205 stations. I don't know.
But they just got to work on those storylines, man.
Well, yeah.
I mean, they got Bad Dude Tito in there, who's
Bad Dude Tito is like on a crazy
tear right here. How many championships? 4?
Well, he just
4 right now.
So what's up with everybody's wondering what's going on with Bateman? He's losing all his belts.
Hey, man.
But he says they just reported he's not injured.
I don't know.
Maybe he got signed somewhere.
There you go. 110
stations. Thank you, Steve.
That's some exposure for my boy Fidel Bravo.
All right. Well, make sure you hit us up at mbwspod.com. Hit that contact form or ask at mbwspod.com. And Yeah, so that was the things Brendo thought about this week while watching wrestling.
Nice.
No Mercy, what are your thoughts? Real quick, I just want to say that tag match was incredible.
Yes.
And Cesaro and Sheamus deserve to win the tag titles.
How about those teeth?
Holy shit, dude.
Holy shit. It's
right. The most brutal. And then when you think, I just had like some dental shit, and I think about teeth up in my jaw and like dental, and then having to have like dental surgery and teeth implants. And he worked, he did for 10 more minutes, and then he came out on fucking one day.
Yep.
I was not expected to be there. I was wearing my Cesaro section shirt because I'm like, you deserve me to wear this shirt.
That was definitely,
even though I only paid $5 for it.
Match of the night for me was that
$5 Friday, WWEshop.com.
That's not bad.
Yeah, man. That's how I get all my hats.
You think I get my Bullet Club shirt through them?
Maybe if they win all their lawsuits. Who knows?
But no, that was definitely a great match.
Was great.
Yes.
Dude, when they did that double team and then they fucking did that thing and then they kicked out, I was like, wow, like, and the crowd went crazy. I was like, oh my God, Cesaro and Sheamus are like, they're so finely tuned.
And you know,
they are a finely tuned machine.
At first, when they were together, they were sort of a New Day kind of thing.
Yeah.
And when the New Day came in, I thought, boy, how racist is this? They're going to be black preachers and be singing gospel. And then after a while,
they got their footing. Yeah.
They grew on me, and they became really funny. I thought Cesaro and Sheamus, I'm sitting here going, great, two guys that have great talent that you just don't know what to do with. You're going to stick together. And they turned them around and made them do a solid tag team.
Yeah, man. I mean, geez, that was great. And then Lexa Bliss sneaking it out.
Yep.
I knew
she would.
Dude, yeah.
She's a great heel.
Yeah. And then my other surprise, amazing match, Roman Reigns versus John Cena. Have you ever seen a crowd like
flip that quick
like that? And they were like, that last like 10 minutes was just like people, everybody was on their feet for John Cena versus Roman Reigns. And I thought at first it seemed like, because like Cena was like smiling and shit. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna break him. They're gonna break. Yeah. But I'm like, no, Cena's too good. Cena can get them through this, and he did. And they powered through it, and they kept turning it up and turning it up and turning it up. And that crowd, everybody flipped. I don't care what anybody says. I'm sure they're all gonna deny it later. Everybody was on their feet. They were cheering.
Do you think it did anything for Roman Reigns?
I don't know. That is...
I mean, you were there live for Monday night. How was the crowd reaction to Roman Reigns live?
Actually, surprisingly, like there was a lot of boos, but a lot super hot too.
Okay.
Kids fucking love Roman Reigns.
Oh, the kids are always going to love Roman.
But they're loud, and then there was more, though. There was more than kids, but it was definitely beyond the kids. But there was a lot of boos.
Like Roman Reigns and John Cena.
But, super, I think... And then when they do the Shield reunion, I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Which
you know is coming.
Oh, well, yeah, it definitely seems coming. But that match was great. Enzo Amore kicking Neville in the balls was what it was.
So let me get this straight. Neville's the heel, right?
Well, this is where...
And Neville gets his balls kicked and loses the title.
This is where we are... And Monday, they completed what... We'll basically have a double turn situation.
It was, I don't get what's going on.
Enzo sells T-shirts, but he can't really wrestle.
He can't wrestle at all.
So they put him with guys that can.
He dances like a chicken.
So they're gonna put him with the guys that can really wrestle, and they'll make him look like $1 million, and he'll get a lot of heat, and it definitely is putting eyes on 205 Live. I mean, it is.
He's the next Virgil, I see.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, because think about Virgil. When Virgil, because let me tell you, you were a kid at that time when Virgil first, that whole thing when he broke, that was super hot. Yeah. When he broke up, and then how long was it before we realized we're like, oh, he sucks?
Yeah.
It was like a month, maybe.
You're absolutely right. And then I
because
think
that first hot thing when like he broke away from DiBiase, then they had those tag matches, and then he was like with him and Dustin Rhodes
and Piper
and like
Piper
so,
teaching him how to
teaching
fight.
shit, and I'm just like, what? This is great. But then like 3 weeks of Superstars where he's wrestling jobbers and he just looks like garbage.
Yeah.
And those suspenders and that entrance theme, but like it was so hot at the beginning.
Yeah, it was very hot at the beginning, and that's what Enzo's having. And Virgil
so Steve says, as a heel, it will make sense with him. Yeah, with him cheating with no grappling skills, so it works.
Yeah, it does. Good point.
Kicked him in the ball.
Good point. So we're gonna have heel versus heel now.
Yeah, but I think Neville kind of like with that. He definitely had the crowd behind him, but he's still Neville, so he definitely is like I don't know.
I think he did teach him how to read.
Oh my god, that was terrible.
You're making me choke with that one. There was a lot Virgil needed to learn back then.
It's okay. I was just reading. I don't have any sympathy for Virgil. I was just reading some interview where a lady wrestler talked about what a shithead he was in WCW.
Oh, I've heard bad stories about him, but
also he was a shithead to me.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
No kidding.
Oh, that's a famous story. I've told it many a time.
He would want the glory of being...
No, I came up to him at Comic-Con. They all have to sign your program for free. And I didn't even know, like, about charging for autographs or anything. I was a newbie at everything. Okay. I was just excited to be fucking Virgil. So I'm, like, looking at him, and I'm like, oh, this is great. And then I wanted to talk to him a little bit, and he just looks at me, and he's like, if you're not going to buy he's like, buy something or get the fuck out of here.
Are you kidding me?
And I was like, and then I looked down and saw his price list, and I was like, oh.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I was like, fuck you, dude.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
And then I never talked, and then I was like too scared to talk to a wrestler, because then the next wrestler I talked to was Michael Elgin, and he had just wrestled this amazing match with Kevin Steen at Ring of Honor, and I went up to him at WrestleCon, and I told him how great it was, and he was like, would you like to buy my DVD for $25? That was his response. Money, huh? And I was like, God, fuck. And I turned around and left.
Can't even sell it, huh? You can sell an armbar, but not a DVD.
But I'm just like, you can't even like appreciate my comment and like maybe I don't know, dude. But it's okay.
Maybe
I talked to him.
Maybe the stardom is new to him because it's not so.
I think it was new. I think I gave him the benefit of the doubt because I went up and talked to him at the Wrestle Circus show this year. So this was 3 years later, and because I was like, hey, are you going to be at New Japan? Because they had just announced the tickets had gone on sale. They hadn't announced anything, so I was just, trying to get a little scoop. And he was like, hell yeah, I'm going to be there. He's like, what's your name? And he was super nice. And I was like, Michael Elgin figured it out.
He probably learned how to deal with the fandom.
He figured it out. Yeah, good for him.
That's what it is. Sometimes
when they ask you what's your name, I'm like, you're a good person.
Yeah.
Because that's. Like it's such a good thing to do because it kind of puts you on the back on the level because like the first person I don't know, now I'm being like a goofball name dropper, but the first person I met that did that was I met Joss Whedon at Comic-Con in a bar, and I was shit faced, and I think it's what he does to kind of like get people. So he's like, hey, hey, Joss Whedon, and he's like, hey, what's your name? And I was like, immediately like, oh yeah, cool. And then it was like,
feel comfortable.
And it was cool. And I was like, so when I see wrestlers, and like I see a lot of wrestlers that do it, and when they do them, I just really appreciate it.
Yeah, it is appreciated. What's it? Ruby Reyes did that with us.
Yeah,
Santino Brothers. She wanted to know my name and my son's name, which I had thought that was really really cool.
You know who else did that I'm thinking of that I had a very good encounter with during WrestleMania week? Bull Dempsey.
Really?
Yes. Super nice man. And I had just heard him on Art of Wrestling, and I really liked it. And he wasn't even wrestling on the card I was at. I saw him talking to some Eddie Kingston.
Okay.
And Eddie Kingston's kind of scary, so I kind of was like, I'm just gonna wait because I don't know. I'm kind of scared of Eddie Kingston, and so then Eddie Kingston went away, and then he was just standing there. So I was like, oh hey man, how's it going? And I was like, all right, let's hear Art of Wrestling. It was like great, and I was like, so I think this was like his first, maybe his second Mania since like leaving was like, so what's going on? Like, how's your? And he's like, oh, it's great. I'm doing all this stuff in the UK. Like, he was like super cool. And he's like, what's your name, man? Like,
Nice.
And like, yeah, I don't know. Really appreciate that. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Right on. Yeah, it's much appreciated.
All right, so to finalize, No Mercy, Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman sucked.
Big suck. Big.
Braun
big
Strowman
suck.
went down way too easy.
You know,
I mean, I'm glad they brought dates. Thankfully they brought him back up quite a bit Monday. But like, Jesus, what are you doing? What are you doing?
All the stuff.
What was the point of that?
All the tables that got broken, thrown around for 2 weeks.
What the fuck?
SummerSlam, tables get thrown on top of people. We see this.
I am officially like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I'm over the Brock Lesnar suplex F5 out. I'm over it.
I'm over it too. We see,
especially when you have a guy. Braun Strowman is so fucking hot right now. He was by far biggest cheers. I was there on Monday. Biggest cheers, Braun Strowman.
Everybody's hot for Braun Strowman.
Dude, can you believe that? If I had told you that a year ago, I was at Raw and Braun Strowman got the biggest cheers by far. If I had told you that 1 year ago, you'd have been like, "What the fuck?
When he was
You're too high."
When, I was sitting there.
Stop
thinking,
smoking.
I thought there was a horrible move to break him from the Wyatts, but shit, man, I was completely wrong on that one. That was what I missed the ball on because, man, he's awesome on his own.
Kingston seems like a guy who would punch you for asking a stupid question. Kofi is like the super nice dude. He's like the cool older guy. I met him. He was super nice.
Nice. At
my first SummerSlam access, which they don't fucking do anymore.
I did the WrestleMania access up in, what was it, San Jose.
Yeah, that's where it started getting rough.
It was cool.
You had to wait in line forever.
Yes, that's what it was. I waited in line an hour and a half to get an autograph from Eric Rowan, who was a really cool guy. Scared the crap out of my 3-year-old son, which was awesomely fun. I love when the heels do that to the kids. That's all part of the show. But, I just didn't want to make me wait in line for anybody else.
I met Kevin Owens.
Oh, he meant Eddie Kingston.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm thinking. Eddie, of course, Eddie. I like Kofi. I thought you were Kofi. Yeah, Eddie does, exactly. He seems like a guy who would punch you for asking, and I think he does punch me over asking him a question. He does. Like, I would not fuck around with Eddie Kingston. Like, he seems like he has a sense of humor, but only if, like, he's your friend.
Only if he's your buddy, yeah.
But, like...
that kind of asshole, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, but I don't think he's an asshole. I just think he's just this dude that I don't want to... He's a tough boy.
They're rough guys.
They're tough boys.
Rough are rough dudes.
And, like, so that's where I'm just a little apprehensive of, like, talking to wrestlers.
Yeah. And,
like, because I'm just like, I don't know. I don't want to make these people mad. And I'm just so appreciative. And I'm just like, and I'm just like, but I don't want to make them mad. I don't want to come off like a total, because you see these guys, not even that, just I don't want to be like, I don't know. Because you watch some of these guys come up and you're just like, oh, God. Like, I don't know. But then it's like, whatever. That guy's probably enjoying himself. Whatever. I don't know. But that match sucked.
They did. It definitely sucked. They should have really put the Roman Reigns Cena on last in the championship match.
Just gonna do that shit.
And I didn't understand.
They really left it on a sour note.
Put the Cruiserweight Championship in between the two.
Well, that's because their stupid theory of, like, you got to cool off the crowd, which is bullshit.
No. You keep that crowd hot.
Exactly. They do it. They do it all the time.
I don't understand it.
It's dumb. I agree.
I don't understand it.
I agree. It's
build
stupid.
Your crowd up. It's like a concert.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah,
it's really dumb.
Yeah, very disappointing. Very wasn't too disappointing.
Especially the build-up was so good.
The build-up was perfect.
The build-up was great.
Especially
after what happened at SummerSlam. And it's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And it's almost like, there's people that are positing that they really do. They don't care.
Well, they're pushing for Brock and Braun Strowman, or no, Brock and Reigns for WrestleMania, which we've seen before, and it'll be good. They'll put on the show, but we've seen it before. We know where it's going.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, yeah. But I'm not going to be the guy that's like, I'm not going to WrestleMania, because I am. I'm going.
I'm glad I didn't pay for tickets to No Mercy.
Yeah, I had to, because I think I would have been bummed, but Julian was there, Sean was there. They had a good time.
I'm sure it was a great time, but I would have been walking away from a main event like that would have soured my whole time.
Well, that was like, I remember SummerSlam 2013 when fucking Randy Orton cashed in on Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And that led off the chain of like the most agonizing 5 months of my life. Because it was like, oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is really horrible. This might get better. Oh, nope. Nope. Wait. And then but that was like where I just learned to hang in there, because getting to be there for SummerSlam and then toughing it out through the Royal Rumble debacle with Batista, through the, but then them realizing what would have happened if they had a Batista Orton main event, and that would have been it. Oh my God,
man!
I think about that alternate timeline.
You would have had a boycott.
Oh,
you would have a WrestleMania boycott.
Well, though that month where that's where we thought what it was, I was like, I think I'm gonna sell my tickets. I think I'm just gonna go to the indie shows.
I don't blame you.
I think I'm just gonna go check out New Orleans and go to the indie shows and fuck.
I don't want.
I'm like, I don't want to be there for that.
And even Daniel Bryan's title runs were
especially,
were sad,
and this was when
him up as soon as he
But this was at that point I was in such despair, because one, it looked like Daniel Bryan was going to be like maybe wrestling Sheamus again at WrestleMania, and CM Punk my favorite wrestler had just left the company, and I was like, what is happening? That almost like my fandom. But I just had thankfully I had wrestling in my blood, so I persevered through that horrible time.
Yeah.
But because otherwise I would have bailed out, and none of this, we wouldn't even be here today.
It's hard.
But I toughed it out. I toughed it out, and I started going to indie shows, and then I got the payoff at WrestleMania 30, my first WrestleMania, which is why I will always go to WrestleMania, because that was the greatest of all.
WrestleMania is good. It's a fun experience.
Watching Daniel Bryan, who I've been watching since the Indies, and then going through the whole getting in there, getting fired, getting back in there.
I could put
that journey.
My best high would have to be a PWG show for wrestling. To actually go to that historic Legion Hall,
to
sit in that heat, to suffer, to watch something that you love. That was fucking awesome, man. That was to me was the WrestleMania of WrestleManias.
I still think I might have some brain damage.
I had stroke. The WrestleMania that I went to, I had club seats, and it was nice. But the wrestlers looked about that big. I don't know.
For me,
I need to be up close, man.
The atmosphere of WrestleMania is unparalleled, and the spectacle.
It is unparalleled.
That's why I love it. But then there's, PWG. Just Bola was amazing, and I'm so excited. I'm more excited for also. Well, as soon as they announced that All-Star Weekend was 2 days, I was like, oh, I'm not going to No Mercy, and because I was like, and I'm definitely not gonna drive all the way out there.
It'll be cooler.
Well, it's October, but who the fuck knows, man? With this weather we're having, it's been in the 90s lately.
Yep.
What the hell?
Yeah.
It had cooled off for a day.
A day. Well, we'll get a little bit of rain while it's hot.
I need it to cool off so I can go to I want to go to Oak Glen.
So back on to Raw.
What do you
think about the Bullet Club invasion?
Okay,
we haven't really talked about that at all.
Okay, so I'm about to go inside. I make it through security, and I'm about to go inside the arena, and all of a sudden I hear what sounds like Marty Scurll on a megaphone. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Is someone playing a record? What? And then I look over, and they're like this mass of people in Bullet Club shirts, and Marty Scurll and Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and Hangman. And I'm like, Hangman's here.
Yeah.
And then all this other stuff. I'm like, what the and then I was just like, what is happening? And then they start just chanting everything, but the show was going to start, so I had to go in there. But I was like, holy shit.
I saw videos
and then
the chanting because hey, Carl and the Gallows come out.
Apparently, Jimmy Jacobs did come out. He took a picture with Nick. Yeah. But that ended up maybe biting them at the end. Talk about working yourselves into a shoot.
Yeah, you poke the bear.
Because now they actually did get a cease and desist on the Too Sweet.
Let's hope that doesn't
Which,
hold up.
think about all that merch. That's where I feel bad for them, because like that's how they make all their money.
Let's just hope for the wrestling industry that does not hold up, because that's.
Well, I hope they fight it, and they already tweeted that they're going to be fine. And but the thing about the other thing is that they sell a shit ton of merch in Japan, and like copyright law in Japan works totally different. And
I definitely think the Bucks should go with a bucket.
Oh yeah,
give us the bucket, and trademark that shit. Bucket and trademark it.
I caught up on Being the Elite. I watched
So you saw where I was explaining last week how they had to spend so much money for the little end.
For what?
Probably for the WWE logo and the rights to use that.
I think that's all a work. Like,
I don't know, man.
Because they make up, they lie, they're like, oh, we got a cease and desist about the umbrella and all this stuff. Like, that's not real.
No, I know, but they actually used their logo.
Yeah, but
they had Hangman Page sitting there.
All you have to do is say like all rights reserved, whatever.
No, I think it's a little more complicated than that.
It's a parody.
You got to pay somebody.
It's
for
fair
something.
Use.
No,
they didn't pay shit.
I don't know about that.
It's fair use.
I believe it. Hey, man, it's on the internet. It's got to be true.
Like Adam Page going to... Dude, it's like the whole internet got worked.
Uh-huh. Everybody did.
It's the whole Adam Page... I mean, I bought that. Everybody bought that.
So did I. They really pulled the rug out from everything.
Yeah.
And that was great. That's great. That's what the wrestling industry needs. That's
what
WWE is missing.
Dude,
the reality to it.
But then, okay, so here's the other thing that was funny, because I got on Twitter and I'm looking, because there was like a Bullet Club Invasion hashtag, and there were people using this hashtag, like I'm going to say at least 100 people, so that's not really that many, but these people actually believed that the Bullet Club were going to come on Raw, and they thought that the Enzo thing was just, and I'm like, you guys are all dipshits.
Yeah.
Do you know how contracts work?
Yeah.
And then somebody was like, where's the Bullet Club? And I'm like, signed to New Japan and Ring of Honor. Do you know the kind of agreement they would have to happen in order for, but I mean, it would be insane.
Those are the fans that I was telling you about earlier that just
so
watched
I'm like,
WWE.
Oh wow, like so there's those wrestling fans that make me embarrassed to be a wrestling fan. Oh, so you think like, oh, they're wrestlers, so they can just come on this show.
They can go anywhere they want. No.
I'm like, oh my god. Do you know how many lost? You know what would happen if they walked on that show? If they would.
Yeah. Well, what would Cody be called? Cody or Cody Rhodes?
Well, that's why Cody was like, I want my last name back.
I don't blame him.
But
that's his freaking last name.
But like, I don't know.
Can you imagine not being able to use your your own?
I mean, it's not his real last name.
No,
but it is. But it is his last name. Yes. No, I agree with you. But that's why they got away with it, because they trademarked Rhodes, because it's not their last name. And I mean, like, but that's a vindictive, shitty thing to do.
Yes, it is.
Especially when the man's father passed away, and it obviously affected him profoundly. He has his fucking name tattooed on his chest.
And you guys are already making billions of dollars.
And they're still making money off of Stardust. Stardust was in the WWE 2K games. Like, the fuck.
Yeah.
So that's like a big double fuck you to Cody.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man. I don't think we're ever going to. I don't know what's going to happen. He just signed that huge deal with Ring of Honor. Who knows if he's ever going to go back.
I don't think so now.
Especially like now he's got the Ring of Honor championship. He's got New Japan.
Yeah.
He's got indies all over the place.
All over the place.
Well, now he's exclusive in America.
But he can pick and choose what he wants to do with his destiny now. And Vince McMahon, he's always anything can happen in the WWE.
Yeah.
I did want to see Hogan back.
Oh God, fuck that. I did want to mention that I really enjoyed watching this season of Total Bellas. It's focusing on Nikki and John's WrestleMania match. That's like the build-up. It's building up to that, and Brie having their baby.
Okay.
And Daniel Bryan is just wonderful, and I'm a big fan of his.
Nice.
He's
I haven't watched
great.
any of it. My wife watches it.
Daniel Bryan's amazing, and then. So then so since Bree's having the baby, Nikki and John live in Cena's palatial estate in Tampa.
Yeah, he's got some mansion.
Oh my God, it's fucking crazy. So but she wants to be near Bree and Phoenix when they have the baby. So she goes and rents this it's like this insane villa like in some luxury resort. So they show this is sometimes you can tell when things are like obviously like totally worked, but then there's times where you're like, oh fuck, like because like the look on Cena's face when he gets to this thing in Phoenix and then just everything that Bree's like, oh, not Bree. Nikki's like, oh, we're gonna be doing this, and he's the look on his face, like I made a huge mistake, and then it shows him weightlifting back in Tampa with his buddy, and he's like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking when I told Bree Nikki that we should move to Phoenix, and that I'm down for that because I'm not doing that.
Not doing that.
And then he like went over his schedule. He's like, well, I can do that, but so he's like, ooh.
Must be nice to just pick up and move to another city like that.
It's just like, but yeah, he's like, I'm out. And then but then they got him to be like, oh, well, you're going to come visit whenever you can. So he's like he's flying to Phoenix like 2 or 3 days a week. It's crazy.
Oh, man.
But like, I don't know, I guess Nikki Bella. But then the last thing that I wanted to talk about was that, their brother JJ is like the worst. But then he'll do something where you really like him, but then he's like the worst again. Because they'll tell him something like in secret,
okay,
and then he immediately tells whatever it is. He's one of those guys. Like he immediately, or he'll just like let it slip out in casual conversation, and then he'll immediately be like, "Oh shit! Oh, I'm sorry." Oops. And then he's like so casual about it, and he's like a shitty. I don't know, but he's like a really good dad, but he's kind of a shitty husband, and like, I don't know. I don't know how much that's real, but he kind of seems like, I don't know. I don't know if I would get along with him.
I find it kind of hard to believe on E Network.
But then the thing that was funny about this episode is that they were having this really frank Mama and Papa Bella, also known as Johnny Ace.
Johnny Ace, yeah.
We're having a very frank sexual discussion
with
Nikki and JJ, and which led to the priceless quote of Johnny saying, "They don't call me Big Johnny for nothing."
Whoa.
To his stepchildren.
Too much information for me. Thank you, stepdad.
And I was just like, Johnny Ace, dude.
Whoa. Now I know why Mom likes you so much, huh, Big Daddy?
Maybe that's why Mrs. Baba liked him so much.
Whoa!
Whoa!
That
was a big... I knew about that rumor, and I didn't even watch All Japan. I read enough stuff. So, yeah, Bullet Club Invasion. The Raw Ontario was cool. I mean, it was, like, very, like, not full.
Really?
Because, like, the whole upper bowl was blocked off.
You know, I went to a SmackDown there, and that's how it was, too. They actually had to bring people in from the top down to fill in.
Here's what I think it is with the West Coast shows. They start at 4:30. It's too early.
People are still at work.
People are just getting... People have to rush there from, So, I think they know that. So, I think that's why they did it in Ontario. I think they're going to go to smaller venues.
Yeah, it makes it look... It's easier to pack it in.
Because the Honda Center show looked horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Foley hurt him in Japan and feared for his career. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mess with that dude. Not mess with that dude. All right. Yeah, because like Johnny Ace had so much political power.
Oh yeah,
I bet. He could, because he allegedly had Mrs. Baba wrapped around his finger.
No kidding.
And so he could get you hired and fired.
Like nothing.
Why do you think the Road Warriors were like the highest paid?
They were,
because they had
Johnny Ace.
Johnny Ace. Yeah. Well, they were in New Japan and All Japan. They did both.
Yeah.
All right. So you had the Enzo Neville double turn.
Yeah.
But then Neville kind of came out on Tuesday on 205 Live and said, "I'm still Neville," like,
That's
basically
good.
Like, whatever.
I like Neville with the attitude now.
You know who else I mean, Jack Gallagher is a heel now, and it's fucking great.
Yeah, he's
got his little black gloves, and he's all tough boy now.
Yeah. I'm starting to like him.
He's teamed up with
more.
Kendrick.
I've always liked Kendrick.
Kendrick's awesome, and he's our hometown boy. Yeah. SmackDown was amusing because people thought Dolph was the Undertaker. Even when he actually came out, and you could clearly was like a foot shorter.
He fooled me for a good 2 seconds, and then I forgot, and then I remembered what his gimmick was. I said, that's Ziggler, but that was great.
There were people chanting Undertaker as he was walking down the aisle, and clearly not Undertaker.
That was hilarious.
Man, maybe they got some sweet fire out there in Arizona.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they had some. I know Val Venus has a dispensary.
Yes, he does.
Have you been out there?
No, I've never been. Well, they don't take California Rex.
Yeah, but you could. I don't know. Like you're in the business.
No, they're tight over there. I've tried.
You should invite him to come out here.
There you go.
Like as a guest sesh.
Do a pod, yes.
Or a guest, like do guest bud.
Bud tending.
Yeah.
Guest bud tending and smoking.
Yeah.
Like we can do a Q&A with buds.
Yeah.
I like that. Massive buds.
We got to get a hold of him.
Buds Q&A. There you go.
We got to get a hold of him.
Yeah.
Val Venus.
I don't even know what his name is.
Sean Morley.
Sean Morley. That's right.
Sean Morley. Also, Kevin Owens is like on they've really unleashed him, which is great. Yes. And I'm glad that Sammy was, even though he's getting destroyed and shit, and at least he's up there. He's in a main event match.
So, fun fact: did you notice the paramedics that came out for Sami Zayn?
No,
you didn't recognize them, huh?
Oh, who was it?
Pretty Peter Avalon.
Oh man, I wasn't paying attention.
If you have DVR or anything, take a look at that.
I'll have to go look at it.
The skinny guy with the mustache and the long hair.
I wasn't paying attention.
That's Pretty Peter Avalon. Nice. Yeah, so it's kind of cool seeing some of our local guys out there. If not in a wrestling forum, there at least getting backstage and working some angles out there.
Yeah,
that means they're being looked at by some of these people.
Well, a lot of those guys, I mean, they do extra stuff.
Oh well, yeah. Well, that means the WWF is giving them time, or WWE, I'm sorry, is giving them time and looking at them. So yeah, that was really awesome to see Pretty Peter Avalon on SmackDown helping Sami Zayn up, saying no.
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. And then Shane coming in.
Shane's jumping off the top of that rope.
God, I hope Shane doesn't die at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, spot monkeys. But you know what? If there was anybody to have this match with and let Shane do his massive jumps and this, it's Kevin Owens. Mm-hmm. Kevin Owens is going to tear this up. It's gonna be match of the night. I hope. Well, the only thing I have for TNA is Einstein's definition of insanity, which is I don't know, repeating the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Not gonna happen. Because that's what they're doing. That's what they've always been doing. Yeah. I don't understand. It's one complete shit show, and they have such a great stack of talent. Anthem finally realized that the only thing they really have of value is that library, so they're setting up the streaming service, which somebody on Reddit for a good 3 hours a few days ago, you could watch stuff for free. So I was watching some of the super old pay-per-views until they shut that exploit down. They had I see who would pay for old TNA videos. They have a pretty awesome old back library. This is where I just want WWE to buy it and absorb it in the network. Yeah. But Anthem is now vehemently denied that that's happening. So maybe they doth protest too much. I don't know. Yeah, everybody says Shane's punches are. I saw a funny podcast with Chris Jericho where he was talking. Well, that's what Steve was saying. Talking about how he had to kick him in the face and tell him to calm down, and it was kind of funny. It had the video at the same time, and he legitimately kicked him in the face. He said, "Calm down a little bit." Yeah, so it's gonna be a hard match, a stiff match, which I like the stiff matches because it puts the reality towards it a little bit. Yeah. And with a feud like this where he's already talking about homeboy's kids, I mean, geez. Basically saying you'd be better off dead. You gotta put emotion behind those punches. That's really good. And then drawing blood the hard way on Vince. And that frog splash, which again, Adam Pearce is a coward. Should have taken it. I would have taken that from my boss, especially if my boss is a 73-year-old man. Hey, Vince probably wanted to take it. Oh, yeah. He's a tough man.
Well, he's got that whole, like, I can do anything that I wouldn't make anybody do anything that I wouldn't do. Which is
true.
I mean, that's a bad, but now it's like, oh, God, because he's like a 73-year-old dude. Like, look at me. I could take, you people you're all pussies. You could work hard. Hey. Samoa Joe, get back out here. I'm 73 years old, damn it.
But you're on steroids, you can do that. And when you're in head of testing, you can do that.
Yeah. Well,
Vince McMahon got bulky quick when he got bulky. With the quickness.
That dude's always been pretty. You know who's yoked and all natural? I mean, you didn't get to meet him because he wasn't there when you were there. Big Dave Meltzer.
No, I haven't. No.
He's a yoked
dude.
Dude.
Dave Meltzer.
Hopefully he'll be there All-Star Weekend. Yeah, that was Pierce. That was Pierce that covered up McMahon. Well, didn't cover up McMahon.
No, it wasn't Mercedes. Yeah, it definitely wasn't Mercury. I haven't seen Mercury around in a while.
He's on the Indies, baby.
That's right. You know, I saw him do a picture.
Eminem
tagging with Morrison.
Yeah. Up in APW.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Mercury's gone.
Yeah, I would think so if he's tagging with
yeah.
And I think Hennigan's going to put the PCW title online somewhere up north too against somebody.
Yeah, I think also
I was just
APW.
reading that today.
So speaking of that, Lucha Underground, Ultima Lucha Trace started this week. It's over 4 episodes. So this week, the main event was Killshot against Dante Fox, AR Fox.
Oh my lord!
It was basically a 3 stages of hell match. Okay. So the first fall was First Blood. The second fall was no DQ, and the third fall was an ambulance match. Like, had to put your ambulance, right. And it was okay. I'm no joke, and I've seen a lot of shit, and like it's the most brutal match I've seen on like television, on cable, not pay-per-view. I
haven't seen it yet. So
I'm talking DVR. Like these guys were going through glass with their backs, and like there's barbed wire and glass, lots of glass, and like. Just really bloody. There's like a chunk. There's like flesh. Like it's fucking gross.
I'm watching this.
It's gnarly. It's super. It was great, but it is gnarly. Like you remember that Vampiro fucking Pentagon match? Yeah. This makes that look like a dude. I've never seen this much blood on it. Even I'm talking WWE Attitude Era doesn't hold a candle to this.
El Rey Network, baby.
I know. Oh, dude. Just go, okay.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it tonight when I get home.
I watch on this. I shouldn't talk about it.
Oh, it's all right. No, it's all right. But no, I'm watching when we
I think it's called like allwrestling.org. It's like one of those streaming things.
Okay.
Watchwrestling.com.
All right.
I guess we shouldn't be talking about those. I mean, yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'm stoned.
All right. Well, dude. So we got PWG tickets. We already talked about that.
Yep.
This is our indie corner. Santino's on Friday was great.
One of the best shows I've
ever. We had a guys.
One of the best ever shows.
We had a guys' night.
Guys' night, yeah.
Son was stoked.
Yeah, my son brought my little 5-year-old son. He loved it.
Because your daughter had strep throat.
Yeah, she was at home sick. Had to miss.
She got it from you.
But yeah, he had a great time.
We got pizza on the road.
Yep.
We
front row seats.
Yeah, we will. And we met up with Hot Tub Guy.
Yep.
Got our cool new intro.
Yes, awesome.
And thank you, Sean. Check out at Deshawn's 2 cents on YouTube. That's DESHAWNS, the number 2 CENTS.
Great interviews.
Or just look up Hot Tub Guy.
Dude's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude's awesome.
It's got a bathtub interview with Matthew Riddle.
Yeah.
But yeah, Santino's was great. Great venue.
I like the opening match.
Yeah.
We
had a bonus match featuring some of our EWF guys and some guys I hadn't seen before.
Yeah, we saw the Vandergriff. I saw him out in Baldwin Park with the Lucas Riley and Koto Hiro, who's regulars.
And Chris Bay, who won the PCW.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed.
Yeah, he looked pretty good.
He tore it up.
Donnie Suarez, Lucas Riley, always looking great.
Yep.
And Koto Hiro.
Yeah, Koto Hiro's good. It was a really good and surprising.
And then we had a great segment with Heather Monroe.
Yes.
She's so good on the mic.
Yes,
she's great.
Crazy cat lady.
Delilah Doom is awesome. And it made me, because I remember when she was on SmackDown against against Carmella.
Okay.
She had like the super old timey look.
Really.
Lawler said or JBL said some really shitty things about her on commentary.
JBL is a shitty guy.
Or it was either JBL or Lawler.
But I didn't see her on SmackDown, but that was the first match I've seen her.
She's fucking awesome. I think she wrestles mostly in Texas.
Yeah.
And she wrestles
Heather Monroe's.
She wrestles for Rise.
Heel.
I love
she's
great.
heel work.
Well, this was like a very controversial finish.
Yeah.
Joey Chaos.
Yep.
Restarted a match after Delilah Duke got power bombed by a dude.
By some guy, yeah.
Just some run-in.
Yeah.
Restarted the match. So I mean, geez, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So Heather Monroe wins the Sabotage title, which apparently might be defended at a Sabotage show, or it might be defended at a Rise show,
or another Santino Brothers.
For all you know. There was 3 title changes at the show.
Yeah, it was a fantastic.
We had Robbie
night.
Phoenix defeating Jarrell Nelson.
That was
like a
match.
good younger guy versus older guy.
I was hoping Jarrell would have took that. He's another.
I think he was kind of putting over the younger guy.
Yeah.
Building stars. Then we had freaking bad dude Tito.
Oh man, what a bad dude!
Becomes the #1 contender for yet another belt.
Yep. And defeats Alonzo Alvarez, and man, that was a great match.
Alvarez is. I've never seen a dude like improving at the rate like this dude. Like
every match is better and better, and the technical wrestling on this was great.
And he is like I know he must have an amateur background.
And hell, even Tito held it down.
Tito's great.
Wrestler.
Tito's great.
He wrestled with a wrestler.
Yeah, and then we had
was a good match.
We had a freaking crazy tag team match. Los Luchas defeated True Grit. The ref had no control of this match. We were like screaming at the ref. It was crazy.
I think that was when the Cushy Bunch started smacking.
But it was a crazy match. I remember it was very crazy.
A lot going on.
But it was cool seeing those Luchas. I mean, Zokray.
Yeah.
He was on the first PWG show ever. I mean, like,
really?
You're talking about like these guys have been around SoCal forever.
Yeah.
And True Grit. Hot
right now. We're going to see them. They're going to be in EWF, I think, this week. Going against Adrian Quest and Andy Brown.
Unfortunately, I can't go. I'm going to Knott's Scary Farm.
Oh, nice.
So you're going to EWF, not the AWS? I know you were thinking about. I know you were talking about maybe going to AWS.
I wanted to, but I'm kind of holding out for the December 1st show.
I'm down for that December show because I want to go to that and I want to go to that Rise show.
I want to try to see what's going on.
And December 1st is Sean's birthday, so that'll be cool. Or it's the second show. I know it's the day, whatever day the AWS show is his birthday. I know it's his birthday weekend.
Yeah.
So there's that Rise show, there's AWS.
There's a lot of good
and then that Sunday there's a WWE house show in Anaheim.
Yeah.
Maybe get some cheap tickets, or maybe we can get some comp tickets or something. I don't know.
But no, next match we saw was what?
Swade Thompson, Jake Atlas. Great match.
Good match. Jake Atlas needs to watch out for the poles around the
Holy
ring.
shit! You saw Jake Atlas. We saw Jake Atlas. There's like a lighting pole right by us. Jake Atlas full on clocked himself on.
America's funniest videos moment.
Like holy
Surprised
shit!
He didn't knock himself out.
I know. He definitely jolted himself.
Yeah. If that pole wasn't small enough for him to handle, he would have fallen. He wrapped around that thing. And came in and did a great match after that too.
Yeah. And then we had a crazy submission match. Douglas James defeating Eli Everfly.
That was my first time
Eli
seeing both of them.
Everfly now traveling over to somewhere on the East Coast to wrestle Joey Janela. Like he's starting to
I saw that.
get booked.
Eli Everfly's awesome, man. That kid is good.
I gotta cite my sources. I read it on the SoCal Uncensored News Roundup.
Douglas James tore it up too.
Douglas James is getting.
Yeah.
He is. I'm telling you, by this time next year.
I've never seen so many high fly moves turn into submission moves.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
That's great. That was some New Japan shit. What's up, Daryl? All right, we got Brody. That three-way match delivered. Tore it up.
I'm telling you, Ruby Reyes can roll with the dudes.
She destroyed it, but Brody King emerges victorious.
She held her own with those
Brody King is a
with Tyler
beast.
Bateman, who can tear it up in the ring, and Brody King, who's on a tear right now. But
this match we're talking chair shots. weapons,
all that,
throwing people into walls.
Yeah,
they were going all over the place.
All over. It was great.
It was a great match.
And another title change.
Is Everfly Astro Valero in CWFH? I don't know who that is.
No, Astro Valero is, I believe, Adrian Quest.
Oh.
Yes, because that's
I know
that's the tag team guy with the stars, the shining stars, or the stars on the moon, or something like that. Who is Fidel Bravo?
That's you're talking about Espiritu.
Espiritu and Astro Valero. Yes. Okay. That is Fidel Bravo and Adrian Quest.
Yes, it is Adrian Quest. You're right, because I know they tag team.
No, Eli Everfly is on his own kicking. Man, that kid's awesome.
He is awesome. All right, are you going to PCW?
No, I'm gonna miss it.
Me too, because I'm going to be at LA Podcast Festival Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Nice.
Going to be recording stuff with comedians and other stuff. Going to try maybe get some things for MBWS, maybe some guest spots. Speaking of guest spots, I might tag a little quick. We did a quick little 3-minute talk with Sean.
Nice.
I might tack that on to the end of this.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. But yeah, well. If you're going to be around, if anybody's in the area, the SoCal Long Beach area, definitely check out PCW.
Yeah,
we got to hit up that December show.
Yeah,
Zack Sabre Jr.
PCW. I haven't hit one of
Zack Sabre Jr. I went with Julian and Nestor and Sean.
I want to get that taco pack.
Yeah,
$100, 4 tickets, four tacos. Can't beat that, man.
But
still getting shattered on me.
So we got the PCW Tag Team Championship in the main event. They're bringing in Sandman. So War Beast against Sandman and Masada.
That's gonna be good.
Masada's old, but he's so this is gonna be this is 2 old dudes. It's gonna be and War Beasts are nuts.
Yes, yeah.
It's gonna be a brutal match. And then you got Hennigan, champion, who is a face in PCW. It's very weird. Against Brian Cage.
I'd like to see Brian Cage take it because he's on a tear through Southern California. He's working a lot of matches right now.
And then the man we just talked about, Douglas James, taking on Shane Strickland.
Yeah, who's also
Killshot. I was just talking about that amazing match.
Yeah. That should be a good one.
Yeah, and then you got this. Dude, I want to. So I'm definitely, where you can watch this match. You're going to be able to watch this on the High Spots Network. I don't know why I keep plugging it. We need to get a deal with them.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because I'm going to be able to watch this. They also have them on Amazon, like, to buy.
Really? I'd rather check the High Spots.
But High Spots Network. I really want to check that out.
Hammerstone, Chris Bay.
Because Brody King versus Jeff Cobb, that's going to be dope. Hammerstone, Chris Bay, because he won the Young Guns.
That's his spot from the Young Guns.
Then we got Sammy Callahan and OI4K against Penta, El Zero Miedo, Ray Phoenix, and Daga. So that's their part. This is through their partnership with the Crash.
Yeah.
Daga's freaking dope.
That'll be good.
That'll be nuts.
Yeah.
Flip Gordon. And then Flip Gordon, Jay White. Loving Jay White. Yeah. I just watched, if you want to watch some, because how I was talking about that Indie Friday thing on Reddit. Yeah. So I went on this week's Indie Friday, and I put together a little YouTube playlist. I have a Chromecast, so then I flip them on there. So I was watching Being the Elite, but then I watched a bunch of stuff I found on Indie Friday. If you heard of Smash Wrestling up in Toronto?
No, never heard of them.
So yeah, they're kind of building into the PWG of Canada.
No kidding.
Toronto, they get a lot of good indie guys up there. But they had Jay White took on Petey Williams.
Okay, Petey Williams,
a dope match.
Old
who has just made his return to Impact.
Oh yeah, Mitty Steiner.
Yeah, and then the other match I watched. I saw Ali, who wrestled in Canada as Cherry Bomb, taking on Sienna from Impact. So they had a really good match. Nice. And these were all free on YouTube. From Smash Wrestling's YouTube channel. Nice. And then I watched Luke, not Luke. The guy, he was in the Cruiserweight Classic from Canada. Was it Luke Hawx?
Might be, I don't know. I didn't watch the Cruiserweight Classic.
No, Tyson Dukes.
Okay.
Tyson Dukes against Jay Christ from OI4K.
Okay.
It was a dope match. Again, all free. And I found a bunch of ROH has been posting a bunch of classic matches.
No kidding.
I saw Young Bucks and who were they with? Forgot who they were with.
I was watching my EW
against Kushida and some dudes. got EWF on YouTube. Yeah. Watched some old I watched Awesome Kong.
Nice.
And I watched some of the anniversary show matches that they posted. Tons of stuff on YouTube for free. All kinds of indie stuff. ICW, you get on the Fight app.
That's a hot place to advertise. You know what I mean? That's where you get your product out and get your wrestlers seen.
I was on the Fight app watching Flash Gordon Webster.
Nice.
They post some of the UK stuff. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, and then upcoming shows. So we got to wrap it up here.
Yeah, we got Bar Wrestling coming up.
We got Bar Wrestling on October 12th.
Yeah, that's going to be the Halloween show.
It's going to be dope. Halloween show. Gangrel, Abyss.
Luchasaurus again.
Luchasaurus.
Sin Sage.
Rosemary.
Yeah.
Man, this is like you said.
Rosemary's getting booked.
She's getting booked everywhere.
She's got shoulder pop.
I've been hearing her getting mentioned like on podcasts all over the place.
Best thing to happen to her.
And then we got the big EWF Arena show on October 13th, which, man, Dickie Mayer versus Andy Brown, Ty Ray versus
Ty Ray versus
Super Beetle.
Beetle in their grudge match.
Loco. Fidel Bravo, Loco. No holds barred.
It's going to be good.
Gonna be dope. We got our PWG All-Star Weekend, the 20th to the 21st.
Santino's got a Halloween
Santino's
show.
On that Halloween show. Willie Mack versus Brody King.
Night of Death matches.
Eli Everfly.
Gotta have blood on Halloween.
Eli Everfly, Douglas James.
Ooh. Gotta have blood on that Halloween.
And then real quick, New Japan notes. The Destruction shows. Fukushima was disappointing.
Yeah?
The Suzuki Elgin match.
No good, huh?
I mean, like, at first it seemed like it, but then it was just typical Suzuki gun interference bullshit. I just wanted to see Suzuki and Elgin, like, really go at it. Like, I remember the first time I ever saw Suzuki was in, I think it was Wrestle Kingdom 8, maybe Wrestle Kingdom 9. I think it was 9, where it was him and Sakuraba in like this quasi shoot match.
Oh, geez.
It was like a work shoot match. They like beat the fuck out of each other. They were putting each other in these crazy submissions. And I was like, and that made me like, I was like, Minoru Suzuki is a scary, scary man. He's capable of anything. And when he's like throwing chairs at young boys and like just like doing all this stuff. But then, like, I don't know, it just didn't really seem like.
Didn't do it for you, huh?
No. And there wasn't the other matches. Everybody was just kind of phoning it in. Then Hiroshima was way better. It seemed like they kind of caught fire. And like Zack Sabre Jr. against Tanahashi.
That sounds like a great match.
Delivered. Yeah. And, Zack can chase for a while. And it was a great match. Tanahashi made it like they made each other look like $1 million. And Tanahashi is wrestling with one arm, basically. Yeah, he's got this arm injury. And then Kobe, Juice Robinson, main event match against Kenny Omega. I mean, he didn't win. And let me tell you, Kenny just had a surgically repaired torn meniscus. He came back ahead of schedule. Looked a little bit off. I don't know if he was just like selling real well, but it just didn't seem like the Kenny Omega. But maybe it is just coming back from a surgery, and so that match, as Steve does say, it was UWFI rules, which was the old Japanese with Nobuhiko Takada. Little Guido wrestled in UWFI. Severn was in UWFI. It was like a work shoot kind of thing. Juice really was amazing. Kenny did, I don't know, to me he seemed a little bit off. I mean, he's still amazing. Well, like you said, still Kenny Omega. He did a one. Okay, but here's the thing that he did though. He did a one-wing angel off the turnbuckle.
Oh man!
Off the top rope.
Oh man!
It's fucking crazy. And then, like I said earlier, Trent looking good in his heavyweight debut.
Can't wait to see him.
Then I am so excited. So there was a multi-man tag between Chaos and Los Ingobernables.
Okay.
And because building up to Naito Ishii at King of Pro Wrestling for the because Naito won the G1 Climax, so he's going to be challenging Okada for the so he's got the briefcase. It's like their version of the briefcase. And so this match is for the briefcase against Ishii. There's no way Naito's losing, but it's going to be one hell of a match because Ishii is having a crazy year. Naito's the man right now. And I think this journey back to Wrestle Kingdom where he's finally going to get his main event because the whole story behind this is in 2015, Naito won the G1 Climax and was supposed to wrestle Okada for the championship in the main event at Wrestle Kingdom. But at the time, Nakamura and Tanahashi were in like the hottest program ever over the Intercontinental title, and they had elevated that title to the point where it was on equal ground with the IWGP title. So New Japan, seeing how huge that this Tanahashi Nakamura feud, like, wait a minute, maybe which one do we put on main event? And here's Naito, who worked his ass off, and so they leave it up to the fans. They do a fan poll, a shoot fan poll, and Nakamura Tanahashi wins by like a landslide. Nice. I don't think it was a landslide. I think it was actually pretty close. But still, that's gotta be. That's how much people hated Naito, and he was getting booed because he was just like smiling babyface Naito. So Naito ends up losing his main event at the Tokyo Dome and loses to Okada on top of that. So there goes his year, basically. Yeah. And he basically, so when I started watching, he's just getting booed all over the place, and he'd blown that Tokyo Dome thing. And man, I remember that. That was that Nakamura Tanahashi match, though. That's when I was like, Nakamura is the great. Who the hell is this guy? What is this? Oh, man. That was when I was like, oh my god. But I mean, it was kind of a major bummer for Naito. And because I'm like, he's a great wrestler, but they just got booed. It wasn't. And so, dude goes to CMLL in Mexico, hooks up with Andre Almas, also known as La Sombra, and becomes a member of Los Ingobernables and becomes the Naito that he is now. Doesn't give a shit, just starts casually, like, comes to the ring in a suit, just doesn't give a fuck. And that got over so fast. It was unbelievable. Man. And so now this complete story, because everybody's complaining like, oh, why didn't Kenny win? I'm like, Kenny is hot right now, but not as hot as Naito. Kenny's hot in the States, but Naito is by far the biggest pop in Japan. Yeah. That's why they gave Kenny the U.S. title. Exactly. Because Naito is, you watch anybody, you cannot watch that G1 match, that G1 final match between Naito and Kenny and tell me that crowd is behind Kenny. They're not. They're not behind Kenny. Yeah. They're not at all. So you can't. So I mean, like, if you're a Japanese wrestling company, the majority of shows in Japan, you're going to go with Naito because they are selling so much merchandise, and also the way they write their stories. And they are long term. So this is a 2-year story that we're going to see what happens when Naito overcome all this challenge that he's overcome. Can he make it to that main event? Can he overcome Ishii, who's having a banner year? Like, he came within a fraction of winning that U.S. title. Yeah. So I don't know what's gonna happen. But I want to see that night. I want to see. I mean, I love Ishii, but I think his time is coming. But this journey, Naito and Okada has had the longest. He's about to become the longest reigning IWGP champion of all time. He's held the belt for over a year now. Yeah. And Naito, and he's solid gold. And so I think it's Naito's time, and I think that Tokyo Dome match. I mean, there's a reason why Ron Funches right now is like, I want to go to Tokyo Dome. Yeah. Because like that Naito, that's going to be. I mean, I was trying to make it happen, but now I want to wait until, because I also am obsessed with theme parks, and I'm waiting until the Nintendo Land at Universal Osaka opens, and they're building a Hideo Miyazaki theme park. Oh, more. And so I'm gonna wait. Make it worth it. Do all in one. I'm gonna do it all. Do it all in one. Go to a bunch of theme parks and go watch wrestling. Wrestling in Japan. Yep. And then what's really next? Cool. I think the next thing, I'm trying to think of other things I haven't done. City. I need to go to Mexico City. Yeah. I need to watch a Royal Rumble. Yeah. I think I need to go watch. I haven't been in Full Sail. Okay. Which, that seems kind of a place to go. I haven't been in the ECW arena. Oh, I don't want to go there. I just want to be in there. Like I just want to
I'm good
so
on
much
that.
shit happened there.
I heard a story about the broken bathrooms. I'm good off that.
I want to go.
Let's hope they fix the bathrooms then.
And then my next journey might be, I want to go to the UK. I want to go watch Progress. I want to go to Scotland. I want to watch ICW. I want to just because like the indie scene in UK is so hot right now. But there's rumors popping up that we will see. We're probably going to get the announcement relatively soon that WrestleMania 2019 might be in London.
That'd be cool.
It would be cool, but not cool for my fucking wallet.
Not cool for your wallet, but man, I've been to London.
I can probably find people to stay with over there, but just the flight,
dude, it's a cool place.
I know. I've been to London,
awesome.
But I'm just
do a WrestleMania in London.
Well, then maybe we gotta plan that 2 years out. We gotta figure. We need to get some sponsors. We need to book some shows. Book some shows in the UK.
Yep, that would be nice.
We got UK fans. Brendo, I definitely have. I got an email Radio Brendo Man last week from somebody from the UK.
Legalize some weed over there, and we'll get some sessions, some wrestle sessions going on.
There we go. Well, I mean, we'll see what happens. And the my sources say the weed in New Orleans sucks.
Well, yeah, we'll bring our own.
So I'm just not sure what's gonna be like.
We'll mail it to ourselves.
Gotta talk to Matt Riddle.
There you go.
That's what I should have done in Orlando.
Yep.
Shout out to my boy Jay Rubin from Wrestling Hayes podcast.
Nice.
They cover they're from the East Coast. They cover Beyond Wrestling and some of the other shows out there, Evolve and all the East Coast scene. And they get elevated. They get medicated.
I'm pretty medicated right now. That joined me up.
Yeah, it's really cool. We met in line at WrestleCon, and then he's like, I'm going to start this podcast because I got him all hyped.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hells yeah.
Boy Jay Rubin, Wrestling Hayes. Especially if you're an East Coast wrestling fan. Check out Beyond Wrestling. Another thing that's on the High Spots Network. Why am I keep plugging that? I was looking. That's what I did today. I was while I was formatting a bunch of hard drives, I'm looking through all the stuff on the High Spots Network. I'm oh, I really want to pull the trigger on this. But then I'm when am I ever? I have so much. I could watch things forever. I don't need another thing. But I'm but there is so much stuff I want to watch though. They have all these cool documentaries. There's this Bruiser Brody documentary that they were talking about on Marty and Sarah Love Wrestling. That seems really cool. So I don't know, man. But yeah, so much is happening.
Yeah, a lot going on in wrestling.
So what are you gonna do this weekend then? You want EWF on Saturday?
Yeah, EWF, man.
I think I'm gonna go to that Lucha show on Sunday.
You know that?
I'm going to Not Scary Farm on Saturday, which is why I can't go.
The Fontana EWF.
Yeah, the outdoor. Yeah, that
taco.
Tacos
are bomb.
That isn't in a little truck.
No, she does a little tent.
Oh no, I'm thinking about that. Remember that San Bernardino show we went to at that church, and they had that little truck.
Yeah, the little truck.
That little truck thing
with the chicken.
It was chicken wings.
Yeah, the chicken wings were alright, but not like these tacos. These tacos are bomb.
Are they expensive?
I think they're $1.
Okay. Oh, they're are they just the little street tacos?
Yeah.
Well, I wish I could go, but I go to Not Scary Farm every year, and that's a big thing for me. It's going to
be a good show. I'm excited.
So you're going to have to fill me in next week when we record.
Definitely.
And
we got that True Grit, Adrian Quest, and Andy Brown match is going to be exciting.
Nice.
Dr. Kruger, who I'm not familiar with, against Super Beetle.
I haven't seen. Is he like Freddy Krueger?
I have no idea.
Horror character? I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm kind of interested.
All right. Well, if you're going to be at LA Podfest next week, the 5th, the 6th, 7th, and 8th, or 5th, 6th, and 7th, I don't know. But I'm going to be there, and so that's another weekend of no wrestling for me.
And if you're in Fontana, go check out EWF.
Yeah, Steve's thinking about heading out there.
It's going to be a great show.
Steve's thinking about it. See, Keith says it's great.
Always is. Gotta love. Support your local indie wrestling. And that's our main local ones.
All right. Well, any other news? Any other last words?
News, man. I think that's about it.
Check out Real Kind Meds.
Check out Real Kind Meds. Once again, if you're in the Redlands or in Inland Empire area, 909-528-5581.
All right.
But man, another good show.
Support your local indie wrestling.
Support your local indie wrestling.
Support whatever wrestling you want to.
Yeah. Mainly your indies, because that's where the heart and soul of the WWE is going to come from. That's where your future stars come from.
Yeah, but you got to support your current stars.
Yeah, of course, but generally those indie guys is.
Well, yeah, 100%.
They're the workhorses.
But and then check out all the other shows at benvnetwork.com.
Yeah.
And Radio Brendo Man's on a little mini break until after Podfest, just because I'm going to be recording a ton of stuff at Podfest.
Right on.
And just want to.
So be prepared for a very long episode.
Yeah.
On the next one.
But then we'll be here next Thursday.
Yeah, we should be.
Yeah. And then I'm just getting really pumped about PWG. We were just watching.
I'm stoked, man.
We were just watching.
It's that quick.
Oh, dude, I was so stoked, dude.
That's never happened.
I'm the man.
That's awesome.
I was watching. We were watching All Star Weekend 11 from 2015.
Yeah.
Sean is wearing reindeer ears.
I wouldn't wear them in that heat.
Maybe it wasn't
Brave
that hot.
man.
It was in December.
I
feel like even in December it's got to be.
I'm gonna say we live in California.
We're about to find out what it's gonna feel like in October.
It's gonna be hot,
especially in that place with barely air conditioning.
Yep.
I still think the little flappy thing is fake.
I think so too.
I think Legion Larry has some little gimmick set up there.
It's a little.
It's like a little pocket fan, or like a little thing. Like he's got it all gimmicked up. So because we're like, oh look, the tape's moving, but like I don't feel a goddamn thing.
You don't.
I've stood right underneath those things.
I dripped in there,
dude. I beyond dripped.
Yeah,
I thought I was gonna run out of sweat, and then I was just gonna shrivel up and die.
You gotta bring your water.
Bring your water and bring salt
water,
tablets and whatever the hell you want to dehydrate.
Or if you don't want to wait in line, bring extra money and buy somebody in line.
But you can't bring your own water. They don't let you.
No, that's what you do. You bring your extra money and you find somebody in line and buy.
Oh yeah, that's what we do.
Hey, let me buy you a beer. Buy me a water. Little trick of the trade, guys.
Well, you got you got to sit by the beer line.
Who's gonna turn down a free beer, huh? I mean, I don't drink, but hey,
me.
I wouldn't turn down a free beer if I drink. I'd never turn down a free joint.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. I'm really excited about the Will Ospreay versus Hiromu Takahashi match that's happening at King of Pro Wrestling.
Nice.
In October.
Oh, we forgot to mention the Heroes of Lucha's coming up.
Oh yeah, October 1st. I think I'm
1st.
Julian is gonna be there, so I think I'm gonna go. And the tickets are like $8. I'm gonna buy them at the box office because I think you don't get as much fees.
All right, yeah. So we just gotta worry about those fees,
unless they maybe do some last minute Groupons or something. Which, because like consider the fact that there was 6,000 people at SmackDown, there's gonna be like half that at this Lucha show. So I'm like, what if I should probably go pay for general admission and just make my way up?
Make your way down, see where you can get.
I don't know, but the seats towards the front are smaller.
Yeah.
I almost ripped the arm off
in the front.
The floor. We'll see. I don't know what that show's even going to look like.
No, it's going to be a good
It's going to be weird going from SmackDown with like those production values to like this Lucha show, which is probably going to be like little sparklers and some shit. But yeah, Trumposo.
That'll be good. It'll be good.
We'll see. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it. So. What's the name of our show?
Oh, Massive. See, you're so stoned you don't even remember.
Massive Buds Wrestling Show. Okay.
Thanks for tuning in to the Massive Buds Wrestling Show.
So I'm Brendan.
And I'm Keith. And we're both stoned.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
All right. Man, we can't seem to get below the 2 hour.
Yeah.
We need to work on that.
That shit got me fucking ripped, dude. I was sitting there for a good point when you were talking. I was sitting there going, I'm fucking high as fuck. I hope I don't look too high on the TV, but I'm high. No, yeah, we got a good one going.
Oh, shit.
We're going to go with the Massive Buds.
Oh, that sounds like shit. I recorded with the wrong microphone.
Whoa.
That's fine. I will get it off the Facebook.
Yeah, now your house stinks. Here, you can finish that too. That's got all kinds of wax on it.
Wait, there's another show, Lucha show, the same night? Oh yeah, because there's always those Lucha shows in LA.
Oh, okay. Lucha Vavoom is coming up.
Yeah, that's
not
October.
the same night though, right?
No, it's not till towards the end of October. It's after. It's like after PWG. All right. Well,
I can't believe you got tickets for that.
You have to get them that quick.
I don't believe you got them. Did you get Sean's tickets too?
No, I couldn't.
I saw him on Twitter. Ask him.
Well, I knew he'd be able to get them from somebody.
Yeah.
And he did. I think he got them. All right. Good night, Facebook. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
You can get off Facebook Live.